The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Desde Brooklyn hasta el sol del Medio Oriente, Jose Flores con fuego en la mente. Raised in the Bronx where dreams don't sleep, donde el hambre te enseña a resistir. Section 8 life, no handouts, no cheat. He built his power from the pain on the street.
Cada golpe, cada lágrima caída fue el fuego que encendió su vida. Ahora camina con propósito y voz. Jose Flores, hear the noise. De la calle al combate, turn his trials into faith. Con disciplina y con fe, now he rises every day. From the block to the world sin temor.
You ever need a haircut?
So
that these kids can learn how to play instruments, or want to, not just learn, but want to. But I think that
war zones, never lost sight. Iraq to Korea, he led from the front. Now he lifts others, never just stunts. Hoy es mentor, líder, amigo.
¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome to the Motivated Mindset with your host, me, Jose Flores. Antonio, I'm going to use that. We're going to keep it simple. But check this out. I am a proud Latino for NYC, New York City, straight out of the Bronx, raised in Brooklyn. Yay, yay. That's that New York flavor. You see what I'm saying to you? If you don't even ask somebody, that's that hustle, that grit. It shaped me, it built me, and still drives todo lo que yo hago, everything I do today. In this new chapter of my life, I wear many different hats, like this cool one right here. Thank you very much. I'm a motivated speaker, a certified personal trainer, certified mediator, and an end-of-life death doula. But you know what? Behind all those titles is one mission: to serve people, because I know what struggle feels like. I know what pain feels like. I know what it means to fight your way forward, toward purpose. Every day, mi misión, my mission is simple: to inspire, to uplift, not like weights, but you know what I'm saying. The challenge, to remind people that no matter where you come from, how you doing, no matter what life throws at you, you can define your life through faith, discipline, resilience, and relentless drive. And te digo, that's why this podcast exists. The Motivated Mindsets, we talk about resilience, we talk about culture, we talk about healing, leadership, discipline, optimism, and the courage it takes to keep moving pa'lante, forward, when life hits you hard. We keep it real here, NYC real, straight talk. Also a combat veteran who served proudly on active duty for 30 años, 30 years in the United States Army. Hoorah! All right. And before we get rolling, I want to send a powerful salute to my veterans, service members, and first responders listening. Mucho respeto, much respect. You already know. One of my greatest blessings in mi vida was joining the Army. The Army didn't just give me a career, mi gente. It gave me purpose. I was 17. How you doing? It gave me discipline. It gave me leadership. And one of the things that the military taught me early on was the importance of physical fitness. For 30 years on active duty, fitness wasn't optional. It was a way of life. You know what I'm saying? Man, te digo that there were moments I had to ruck for miles, carrying over 80 pounds of gear through brutal conditions while deployed in war zones, right? Even when we did FTX, field training exercising, there they go, exhausted, mentally drained, physically pushed to the limit, and still continue the mission. You know, that kind of experience teaches you something powerful. Your body and your mind have to work junto, in sync. Physical fitness is more than muscle or appearance. It's resilience. It's discipline. You know what I'm saying? It's mental toughness. It's preparation for life's battles, even after I got out. And as a leader, I always believed in leading from the front. I could never ask soldiers to push themselves physically if I wasn't willing to do it myself. Leadership meant setting the example in attitude, discipline, accountability, and fitness. Even after I retired from the Army, that mindset never left me. Physical fitness is still a part of who I am today. Whether it's running marathons, cycling, I have a Peloton. Thank you very much. Resistance training, right? Long workouts, I tell you, or making healthier choices with nutrition and wellness continues to train, because fitness keeps me grounded mentally, emotionally, physically, y te digo también spiritually. Fitness became more than just a requirement. It, como se dice, became therapy. It became healing. It It became part of my purpose. And now, as a certified personal trainer, I'm passionate about helping others realize that movement changes lives. Movement is medicine, mi gente, especially as we grow older. You don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to look like an athlete like me. I know, right, Arnold? Not really. But you do have to make a decision to fight for your health, your mindset, and your future. Because when you strengthen the body, you strengthen the mind. And when the mind becomes stronger, right, life changes. I had the honor of serving under some incredible leaders, men and women who taught me that leadership is not about rank or titles or the power. You know, true leadership is about the service and being accountable and about inspiring people to believe in themselves, even when they couldn't see it yet their own, like I said earlier. And life is not fair, but, you know, there's things that you can control, you know, because you just don't give orders as a leader. You coach, you mentor, they listen, you know, and leading from the front over the years, I've had the privilege of shaping and developing so many people, so many things, and those things come back. I still have people that come back and say, hey, thank you for that, you know. So what we'll be talking about today is right on time with our guests, and it's going to be stupendous. But before we bring in our guests, right, this is what I'm going to tell you. If you're digging, if you're vibing with what you're seeing here, the contents, the people that bring some outstanding knowledge that they drop, right? Hey, I want you to just scan that code, like and support, you know, what you see here, because it is so important for us to continue to bring you this content, you know, and just scan it and you'll see and follow. And if not, give it to somebody who may need to be motivated, you know, because that's so important, right? Always, you know, you never know whose roof is leaking unless you live there, you know. So that's the best thing I could tell you. It's just there, because if not, you know, we don't know. So before we're about to talk about today's guest, is stupendous. I am excited, you know, because I got to meet this person in life. It wasn't somebody I just saw somewhere. So and she's outstanding. She is stupendous. But today's guest is a Marine. She is a powerhouse of motivation, wellness, leadership, and entrepreneurship. And joining us today is Collet Stevens. I got to make sure I said that right. Better known as Coach Coco. She's, like I said, a Marine, can't say former, entrepreneur, wellness coach, a leader who has spent more than 6 years helping people take control of their health and create additional income from their phone through health, education, social selling, and community building. She has built a thriving business, you know, earning over 6 figures while helping others do the same. Coach Coco is especially passionate about helping women over 35 years navigating challenges like stubborn belly fat, low energy, cravings, and hormonal changes, using simple natural wellness solutions without extreme dieting or overwhelming routines. But what makes her stand out is her real and relatable approach. She believes in serving, not selling, empowering people with confidence, consistency, and practical tools to create healthier lives, mentally, physically, financially. And when she's not building her business or changing lives, you'll probably find her bowling, gardening, or enjoying life while staying connected to her community. Her mission is simple: to help people feel mejor, better, look better, and live better. Familia, this is going to be an inspiring conversation. So sit back, lean in. How you doing? And let's welcome Coach Coco to the Motivated Mindset. All right, give me a moment, because we gotta bring it in right. You know how we bring it. You know how we bring it here. Here we go.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Coach Coco, welcome.
Hey, Jose. How are you guys doing? Hello, everybody out there. It is Coach Coco. Listen, we're about to get into this today. Jose, how are you doing today?
Man, Coach Coco, I am doing good. I'm doing even better now that I got you here in front and center.
Right.
And so before anything, how was your Mother's Day? How was your Mother's Day weekend?
Mother's Day weekend was amazing. As you, look, the intro was on point. All right. I got into the garden because, I wasn't doing any type of business. So I was in the garden and I was able to actually go out and have some fun in nature with my boys. All I really wanted for Mother's Day, like I said, it was simple, was ice cream. And that's what I got. I got to spend time with the family and I ate ice cream. Okay. Because as we're going to go into this wellness mindset conversation today, people take it so difficult. It's so hard when they are saying, I got to stay healthy. Like they just go overboard, starving themselves and doing things that's totally unnecessary. Like I said, I had ice cream. And if you want to be happy and have ice cream for Mother's Day, what's stopping you? Right?
Absolutely.
You don't have, it doesn't have to stop you.
Yeah. You got some supporters in Inami. Make sure I'm saying that right, Inami. Make sure she's saying, hi, Coach Coco. And
hi, Mommy.
And Yvette said, nice treat. And Juanita said, yes. So
yeah. You have to treat yourself sometimes.
What want to know is like, who is people who may not know you? Who is Coach Coco before you became Coach Coco? Where you from? Who are you?
So Coach Coco is a little island girl who grew up on an amazing island of Trinidad. My family then migrated to St. Croix. And St. Croix is in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And of course, island life is always great. A lot of people leave places like the United States to go to the islands. And a lot of islanders want to get off the island, especially when we are young, because we don't really know what we have, right? So I wanted to figure out, I wanted to see the world. And, as they said, Uncle Sam will show you the world. And what did I do? I took the ride. So I joined the military. I joined the Marine Corps at the age of 17. And I got to see the world as we know it, right? I got to travel to some nice places and then some not so nice places like Somalia and the desert. I did all of that. But I always come back to grounding, right? Love being in the military, again, serving. And then as I came out into civilian life, I've always been in that leadership. I've always been where, help people do what they want to do. But that in itself was okay. But it took away your time. It took away so much. It took away from the family. The military takes you away from your family, and then you come back to civilian life, and then the 9 to 5 take you away from your family.
Yeah.
Okay. And I decided I needed to do something differently. We were always taught, go to school, get a good degree, do all that big stuff, and where are we gonna take you? But they never taught us that you got to have a mindset that also would keep you sane, right? Because overworking is not what it is, right? So that second stream of income, that's what made me think more about entrepreneurship, right? And when I decided to go that route, it had to be something that's going to help someone else so I could stay within what I like to do. And that's why I went into, this mindset of wellness, right? And trying to educating, teaching, leading, and showing people how it could be simple to do. It doesn't have to be hard. And then my next thing for everybody, I love to bowl. You see, I ain't got a picture of me behind me bowling. That's how much I like to bowl. So, it's not all work, but also, try to keep yourself going. And, that's where I am. That's who I am. Like to stay to the roots, stay just like a regular person. I
Yeah.
just want to have happy, healthy people around me.
No,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? And
Yeah.
I think that makes the world go around.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you for your service, especially being a Marine, especially because
Hoorah!
you guys rock. Hoorah. I mean, I didn't bring any crayons to give you, but that's okay. We're good. I still
I
love
got
you,
some of
girl.
my own. I got some of my own. Yes, Marines
But
eat crayon.
and you're getting a lot of, Yvette said thank you for your service, and I mean said thank you for your service. Everybody's saying for service, and we mean that. I would tell you, as an Army guy, the Marines have the best looking uniform. They really do. I got to give them credit. They do that red stripe. They do, and they run the best because I've ran the Marine Marathon, and I
I did too.
love that. It's just stupendous. It is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And being a veteran, when we talk about how did that discipline, resilience, mindset for the Marine carry over into your wellness and what you do now? How did that military service help you?
Like I said, the military is family, right? That is one thing that the military, there's no one left behind.
Yes.
It keeps you together. And when I learn something, I always feel like I need to teach it to someone else. And that's the leadership that we have. As I went up the rank, I always had to make sure everybody below me know what they had to do. And it's the same thing. When you find, and I'll say, a plant-based product or something within yourself, right? And you figure out how wellness plays that great part in life, you want to tell everybody about it, because knowledge is power. And once you have that knowledge, no one could take it away. So that's how the military just it just kept going with me. It just kept going with me.
And Maria said, yes, teach one to lead one.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, Maria, you got that right.
And then, when we talk about, a lot of women, they struggle silently with like low energy or craving, stubborn belly fat, hormonal changes and frustration. And what are you hearing, como se dice, hearing most from women when they first come to you?
Okay, so a lot of times they feel stuck. They have tried everything. They have done everything, and they literally feel like they're stuck in a position that they cannot change. What I say to them with that is it's a mindset, right? And I'm going to tell you when I say wellness mindset, what that really means. Okay. To me, wellness mindset is understanding that health is not just in losing weight. And that's what a lot of people think. All right, if I lose this weight, I'm going to become healthier. No, health it's about how you think. It's about how you handle stress. It's about how consistent you are with anything that you do. Like you said, we run marathons and we move, right? But you can't do it one day and not the other day. It's something that you have to stay consistent with. And then it's how you take care of yourself daily, right? Daily, right? So real wellness starts in your mind before it even starts physically.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's what I try to instill in them, right? Nothing is going to happen overnight, but nothing is going to happen if you do nothing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You absolutely.
So that the first thing is you have to change the mindset and the approach as to what you're going to do. Right?
Yes.
That is the first part of it.
And we have a question from Juanita, which says, when someone feels mentally exhausted or disconnected, what's the first small wellness habit you recommend they start with?
Well, one is like breathing. Breathing is so important when you're in that environment, right? When you feel like totally overwhelmed, because once you get clear and clean oxygen into your body, that good oxidized energy gets back into you. So you can do a breathing exercise where you take, I call it the fours, right?
Mhm.
You breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, and you breathe out. It helps you to relax your mind. It gets that flight or flight hormone. It brings it down. It gets it more under control. So when you start feeling that way, it's about getting yourself in a nice place,
Yeah.
get some breathing going, right? And then that gets you back into a calm, gets you into that calm environment.
No, absolutely. That makes perfect sense. Consistency, right? We got to be consistent
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree. We have another question from Carlos. It's unfortunately that's why diets don't work in the long run. You're treating the symptoms and not the symptom and not the source of the overeating. That's what.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are totally right, Carlos. You're
Yeah.
totally right. Because a lot of people think, right, oh, I need to cut out all of this. No, you just have to eat whatever you're eating in moderation, right? That's why I went for ice cream for Mother's
Yeah.
Day.
Yes.
I don't eat ice cream every day,
Hmm.
but it doesn't mean I cannot eat ice cream. Diets to me is a setup for a failure. It's
Yes.
all about getting consistent with putting the more healthier things into your body, right? And
Hmm.
our environment is a place where that, as we have spoken about before, Jose, is a place where that isn't always good. You live in an inner city like New York or
Yes.
LA or something like that. When every corner of the street that you walk, you are at a bodega, you're at a liquor store, or you're
Mm.
at a fast food joint, right?
Yeah.
The availability for good eating is not always there, right? So then, of course, you have to go to what you have.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
So it's about getting that mindset to, let's put what is healthy or what will make our bodies happy into our bodies and get our system back where it needs to be. Because our system is always screaming out for help. We just
Yes,
don't listen to it a
absolutely.
lot of times.
Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. We have another question from Rochelle, and she said, how do you help clients build routines they can actually stick to, especially busy moms, professionals, or women juggling multiple roles?
Okay. So, Rochelle, thank you for the question. What I normally do is, for one of the things that I do for myself and have found it to be very, very effective, is I use plant-based products. I have a daily routine. Okay. It, it's like the military. We had a daily
Yes, we
routine. We
did.
got up every morning and we PT'd. So
Yeah.
our bodies knew this is what was going to happen every single day. Once you set a routine, and I set routines that fit within your lifestyle, nothing too hard, nothing too out of the way, something that fits into what you already do.
Mhm.
When we try to change things up and try to input stuff that is not in the norm, that's where you fail. Okay, but if it's something that you can do normally, we all drink,
Yeah.
right? And I got the juice. So normally, normally I'll put a routine together for you that will be able to incorporate no matter how busy you are, because somewhere along the day you're gonna eat. Somewhere along the day you have to drink. And to
Mhm.
incorporate something into that daily routine is what I normally do for you. And for most of my clients, of course, we'll have to have a sit down, a
Mhm.
consultation to see
Mhm.
what your day looks like so we can make sure the routine fits for you.
Okay. We have a question
Huh?
from Liz. It says, Coach Coco, what is your go-to strategy when a client has the physical capability but lacks the psychological drive to show up?
Ah, and that's what, his motivational mindset and my wellness mindset.
That's right.
We
That's
have
right.
to, It's literally, and it's a saying we say in the military, in the Marine Corps. I don't know if the Army said it's mind over matter.
Yes.
If it doesn't mind, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Right?
matter.
So you will be surprised what you can do when you put your mind to it.
Yes.
Okay. And that's what I said in the beginning. You have to get it from here first before it could even be physical. You have to a made up mind will do more than you expect it to do. So for me, it's all about talking to that person and figuring out, why do you need to do this? What is the purpose behind it? Because when you have a why, like, oh, I want to be here for my kids, I want to be here for my grandkids, I want to be able to do all these different things, that's when you can make it possible. When you know why you're doing it, not just because, oh, my doctor said I have to lose weight. Why? What was the hidden secret behind the why he told you to do that? Because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, he told me I got to do that. I don't know why. Yeah, you need to know why.
Yes.
Right? And then once you know that, you will move in accordance.
Absolutely.
You will.
Yeah. And we have another question from John. Is this only for women? Do you cater only
Oh,
for women?
John, of course not. It is not. Because you know what? The human body, yes, there are differences between men and women, but in the whole, we're the same, right? When you peel back all of this,
Right.
our systems we have a heart, we got eyes, we got nose, we are the same. So yes, it is for both men and women. And I work with both men and women. My husband has been part of my regimen since we started doing this. Okay, and he would talk on it himself about how it suppressed his appetite, how he could make those healthier choices, how he could get away from things like these energy drinks that has too much sugar or whatever the case may be. So it's all about getting you where you need to be and removing things from your diet that's not necessary and putting the good things where it
Yeah.
needs to be.
And you definitely, because it is so hard out there. You have to have discipline when you're in the store. What do they do when you go shopping? They put all the good stuff right when you're about to check out. And being able to choose, hey, wait a minute, I got a routine, I got the discipline. You're right. It's the hablar, that self-talk sometimes we have to do.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And a lot, and sometimes, so some of the products that I use, which is like, again, plant-based, it takes away the food chatter. So if you don't have the food chatter, right, going on always in your head, you are then able to work with a clearer mind.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And Coach Coco, I know you've you've helped many women lose inches, reduce craving and, regain their energy. Is there a success story with you that connects with you emotionally that you can recall, that just something like, yes, if you want to share?
Of course. So actually, this I'm gonna go close to not long ago. Actually, I spoke with a young lady, and she was like, I have tried everything under the sun. I have tried. Then she got a week's worth of our juice, and then she reached out to me and she said, I don't think it did anything. So I asked her a quick question. I said, so how is your appetite, and did you do your measurements? She was like, no, I didn't. Right? She said, I didn't do my measurements. She came back like I said, well, go do that. She came back within a little bit and she said, my measuring tape isn't working because I have lost 5 inches and I only drank 1 week of this stuff, and it can't be the case. I'm like, yeah, because we look for so physical, right? Instead of comparison, right? We have a group of clients, that I think we have like for 43,000, something like that, that
Wow.
every single day, have had different results or different. And actually, Imani, who is actually in the comments, Imani could actually attest to it. She has used the routine that I am using. And Imani, if you want to drop in the comments your results.
She
Yes.
did. Can I read it real quick? She said,
you can read it.
This is what she said. Me and my son have done amazing with Coach Coco product. I lost over 30 pounds and have been off my high blood pressure meds for over 2 years. For 2 years. Wow.
Yeah. And again, consistency, using the different and staying on the regiment, right? Staying on that consistent path and not looking for instant results, right? Because we don't grow gardens instantly, right? You got to plant the seed, you got to water it with the good stuff, and you got to watch it go. Yeah.
Because you didn't get to, let's say, where you're at, let's say out of shape in one day. It ain't going to happen in one day either to get back to where you
right.
So absolutely. We have a question from Alex that says, what are the biggest habits that sabotage progress, and how can people break them gently and sustainably? I know you answered some of that.
So some of the biggest habits is, we love food. Anywhere you are, you love food. One of the biggest habits is to understand, right, to break is you can eat food, but you need to eat it in moderation. Okay, you need to eat it in smaller portions. So one of the bad things that we grew up with was they'll give you a plate and they sit you in front of that plate and say, you cannot get up until you finish your plate. But when we were doing that as kids, the plates were smaller. But as we grew up, so did the plates. But the mentality of not getting up until you finish that plate, that did not go away, right? That is what caused a lot of people to overeat. Their minds isn't telling them that their body is full, their bellies are full. Their mind is, Mama said, you better not get up off of that table if you don't finish that plate. That is ringing in their head. And it's something that was instilled in us for a long period of time, and we still do it. That is a habit that has to be broken so that you can now understand, no, not because you have a plate of food in front of you, you do not. No more. You're not going to get that butt whooping. You don't have to eat it. You don't have to eat it all. It's okay to push away from the table. It is fine. You know what I'm saying? God. So that's one of the bad habits that we had instilled in us and we still go with today.
Coach Coco, I just had a laugh at a comment that Hector posted. He said, so no more all-you-can-eat buffets.
So, Hector, you can go to the all-you-can-eat buffet, but what I'm going to tell you, you're going to be upset because the plant-based product regimen that I would put you on and have you on, you're only going to waste your money. You're going to waste your money going to an all-you-can-eat restaurant. And so, like I said, not only with this that you make better habits, you save. Because you're not eating as much. You might have to spend a little more on new clothes because you're gonna get back to a nice size, right? But once you get there and you stay consistent, the nice thing about it, most of our people, the weight does not go back on, right? Because you're making that mentally good habits, and as long as you do it, like you and I, 30 years in the military, over 12 years in the military, we still have the habits we made in the military. We still have that discipline. We still have that motivation. So once that's instilled in you, you can carry that along.
Yes, absolutely.
That is what it is. Yeah.
We're going to go to a quick 1-minute commercial break. Then we come back. We got a few questions, Coach Coco. So stand by and let's show this.
I got you.
Right. Hoorah.
All right. Hoorah.
Today's episode is being sponsored by Stretch Zone, Centerville, Virginia, and Help Source Chiropractors in Manassas, Virginia. At Stretch Point, they specialize in practitioner-assisted stretching designed to improve flexibility, mobility, posture, and overall performance. Their services are ideal for individuals looking to prevent injury, enhance recovery, and maintain an active lifestyle. And at Health Source Chiropractors of Manassas, Virginia, they provide patient-centered chiropractic and rehabilitative care focused on pain, relief, mobility restoration, and long-term functional wellness. Their approach integrates chiropractic adjustments, corrective exercise, and supportive therapies tailored for each patient. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Too easy. All right. Well, hey, if you need to stretch, make sure you check them out. That's another thing we need to do is stretch a lot.
Movements. Right? We have to move. You have to move. Yes.
Especially as we grow older, it's like you got to do them stretch. Oh my God. I know. Oof. Yeah.
And again, that's one of the other thing where I have clients who would say, they're low energy. Low energy is one of the biggest things that would stop you from wanting to move, right? Because if you don't have the energy to do it, you're not going to do it, right? Absolutely. So all of that will help get you in where it needs to be there. So get to those stretches. Make sure you do them. Get them good.
Right,
get all that stretching in.
We have a couple of questions where Heidi says,
okay.
What motivated you to start this journey?
Okay, let me tell you what motivated me to start this journey. So I wasn't me anymore. I was not me anymore. So back in 2020, right, we kind of came to a stop in the entire society, right? And for me, I felt like I started gaining weight. Don't know where the weight started coming from. Yeah, I think I knew. I was in that kitchen a little too much, right? I had gone away from all the stuff. As life goes on, you get out the military, you're like, I ain't running another day until somebody chasing me, right? We all military people have said that if they've been in any service for a period of time, right? And so I got away from what was normally me. And when I did that, guess what happens? The weight started coming on. And I didn't like me anymore. I didn't like how I felt. I had pain. I had aches. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. But one of the things that I knew was growing up, although we ate all the good stuff, all the nice Caribbean foods and everything like that, I never didn't gain the weight, nor did I ever get sick, right? And one of the things that I thought about was Grandma always went outside and got something natural for us. We either was eating fruits and mangoes, and she would go, if we got a cold or something, pick something out of the yard and made us something good. And I said I needed to get back to that. I needed to get back to me, that healthier, happier person that I was. And that's what I started to look for, something that would fit into what that looked like for me, right? And that's how I found these plant-based products. And anything that's good for you normally don't taste good for you. Anything that's good for you normally don't taste good for you. But these products fell right where I needed it to be, right? Because they had some great ingredients in these products. So things like ashwagandha that helps with your happiness, right? Things like Iris sea moss that helps with burning the fat on your body, right? Things like chromium. So it had a lot of good ingredients in it that help, boost my energy, get things back where it needed to be so that I can revitalize, right?
Got
Pretty much revitalize what I needed to do. So, yeah, I wasn't happy with me, and that's what I found with a lot of the women or people that I deal with, men also. There is something that is not right, and they want to get that fixed.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
Inami said the products helped cut her cravings for junk food and overeating.
Yeah,
Amazing,
it sure did.
amazing. Yeah.
And that's that food noise that I'm talking
Yeah,
about, right? That
exactly.
food
Yeah,
noise.
yeah. And Carla says, eat your vegetables. Like,
Yeah, Carlos, those are good. Those are good
yeah,
too. Yeah.
absolutely. And then
You know,
yeah, no, I'm going. Go ahead. You were gonna say?
yeah, no. So one of the things too, right, is a lot of people when they try to get on a wellness journey or whatever, one of
Mhm,
the biggest mistakes that they make is they want it to happen too fast,
mhm.
right? They want it to happen instantaneously. Um, but for me, I always said we need to do something that is sustainable, right? Sustainability is what comes naturally, something simple, right? That's how you, so most people, right? First thing
Yeah.
they do when they wake up every morning, 9 out of 10 times they pick up their phone. It's a
Yes.
habit that they made
Yeah.
and it's simple, right?
Yeah.
So because now your phone has your alarm, it has everything. It's a simple habit.
Hmm.
Same thing with what we do. You want to make simple habits. Hydration, right? Movement, as we just talked about.
Hmm.
Better food choices, right? Proper rest. A lot of people don't realize that rest is a big part of your wellness journey.
Hmm.
Okay. Your mindset, make
Yes.
sure that's working. And of course, consistency over time. That's what
Yes.
will help you with that wellness journey to make it so much
Absolutely.
better. Hmm.
We have a question from Mike, and he says, "Are you familiar with the nutrition? I'm not saying it right. Nutrition diet taught by Dr. Joel Furman. Have you ever heard of Joel Furman?
No,
Yeah.
no, I have not. But tell me a little bit
Yeah.
more about what
Let
he
me say
talks
that.
about.
If so, what do you think of the general philosophy of carefully choosing macronutrients? Maybe you can talk about that. Joel
Yeah.
Furman is, yeah.
Um, Joe, unfortunately, I'm not familiar with what his diet is. And macros are, people think they need to do a lot of that, but I can't answer that at this
Mhm.
time because I'm not
Okay.
familiar with what you're speaking on.
All right, maybe he'll come back with some more. But let me see. It says, "I
Yeah.
love the products there." And this is Inami. How do you say it? I'm saying it.
Imani.
Imani.
Imani. Yeah.
Imani. I apologize, Imani. And she said, "I love the products. They're all neutral, natural, gluten free, and I think in dairy free. Yeah,
Yeah, dairy
and
free,
dairy
gluten
free.
free, dairy free.
Yes, yes.
And so it's very easy to use. Pretty
Hmm.
much is as Imani touched on it from
Wow.
a client basis, right? Yeah.
Oh, and then she said it tastes so. She said, "Oh, and they taste so good, you think you're cheating." And
She's right. It does make you think you're not like this tastes a little too good for you to really be
yeah,
healthy
yeah,
for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we have
Yeah.
another question for Yvette. It said, if every person listening could walk away with one message about their body, their health, or their worth, what would you want them to hear today?
Okay. So choose you,
Hmm.
right? We always choose everything outside of you, right? You have to choose you,
Mhm.
okay? The kids, the work, the husband, the stress. Choose you because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You
Mm.
cannot.
Mhm.
So
Amen.
if you get you right, everything else around you will then fall into place. Okay. So look at your why. What do you have going on? What do you not have enough of? What you're not doing enough of, right? And where would you like to see? If the girl in the mirror could tell you who she or he needs to be, are you going to be able to reflect that back? Right? Are you actually seeing who you want to see as you look in the mirror? Okay? Make sure you put you first. We put everything outside of ourselves. We need to put you first. That's what I would say to them.
Cool
Yeah.
beans. And before I take another question, because you've been putting out some great information and people are going to want to get a hold of you. So I want to show how people can get a hold of you and contact you. So we're going to put up these slides and I'll give it to you, Coach Coco.
All right. You want to get a hold of me, you can hit me up on my link tree. My link tree has all the information on how to get to me. Linktree/Healthy Coco. That's how you get to me. You can, if you need help deciding on what you want, you can click on that talk to the coach button. If you want to figure out what you have going on, take the quiz. The quiz is set up so that it shows you, here's some questions, here's some answers, and then I can put something together that is designed for you. And then we can start your journey. We can walk it through. This is where you go. I even have a little ebook out there that you can get, and you can start off with your ebook. So that's how you will get all the information and how you'll get hold of me. You could also, and I think Jose has it up here, I have my Facebook page. It is let's see, what do we got? Collet Stevens. This is Mrs. Stevens. This is my Instagram. So it could be Mrs. Stevens without the second E, y'all. Don't add that extra E. That person is not me. Okay. So Mrs. Stevens on Facebook, it's Collet Stevens. On TikTok, it's Mrs. Stevens. Make sure you put that red X because, you know, I'm a Gen Xer. Okay. For my youngins, yes, I'm a Gen Xer. Look for that red X. But all social media platforms, you can see me out there. You will get the coaching side of me. You will get the funny side of me. You're going to get a bowling side of me. So if you hit my social medias, you're going to see all of me, and it's the same person. And you could click any one of these. This will connect you to me from the link tree to TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Make sure you connect and follow along so you can get whatever good information. As you know, with a lot of things, sometimes you pivot from one side to the other. But guess what? What never changes is this girl, right? I may move, I may pivot to something else, but the coaching, the honesty, the person that I am, that never changes.
And if somebody's listening, Chief Coco, if they connect with you and say, hey, I saw you on the Motivated Mindset, anything going on with that?
Yeah. So if you connect with me and say, I saw you on the Motivation Mindset, listen, after you get your free consultation and you want to move on, of course, in your new regiment, you will have a free gift of some sort that matches you. Because guess what? It's not one size fit all. Everything is tailored. As I keep talking, it is tailored to you. Okay, so you just say, I saw you on the Motivation Mindset. I'm like, all right, make sure you put wellness mindset, and I got you.
Wow. All right. And we have, let me take this off. We have another question, and then it says, so Heidi says, what does a meal such as a dinner looks like or consist of?
Oh, so for me, listen, my meal sometimes consists of oxtails and curry chicken because, like I said earlier, not a diet. It's not a diet. Someone said it earlier, diets fail, right? So you can eat exactly what you were eating. You're just eating it in moderation. All right. One of our juices you normally would drink 30 minutes before you eat that meal. right? And it helps with suppressing the appetite. So you're not overeating. Your body, your mind will stop when you're full. You're not going to overeat. So don't think of, do I have to have lettuce and vegetables and all of that on my plate? No. What we're doing is we're eating in moderation. And the products, they actually change your mindset from the things that you want to do naturally as we build those healthier habits.
That is cool beans. No, that's
Yeah.
that is stupendous. That's what it's up. And say, let me say, Juanita said, I'm over here frying some chicken in moderation.
Love it, Nita. You and But see, she does not eat fried chicken every day, right? So that's what you look at, right?
Yeah.
You can't eat the bad stuff every day, but you can eat it.
Yeah.
You can eat it in moderation, right? So, listen, people out there, if this is something you're listening to me, you're seeing me, it's simple, natural wellness. You want to support your body, right? You want to support yourself. You want simple guidance. You have to start somewhere. Like I said earlier, if you do nothing, nothing happens. All right. For me, I said, if you follow the bad crowd, 9 out of 10, you're going to be within the bad crowd. So make sure when you start doing something, using something, you get the education that you need so you can make a sound decision on whatever you're going to do. Okay? That's what I got.
That is stupendous. No, you've dropped a lot of good stuff. Hopefully people take it and run with it and reach out to you. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you do, because Coach Coco is the WOMAN. That means woman when it comes to fitness. Woman. And a Marine, which makes it even better. So you can't BS her. She's going to put you in line. Tell them, Coach Coco, right?
Yes. And because movement is part of it, right? Movement is part of it. You can eat right, you can use the products, but you have to get some movement in there. And see the stopwatch. Yeah, I got you.
And Juanita says she's the best. Carlos said, thanks so much for sharing today. Says it's so simple. It's truly been life-changing for her. She says it's been life-changing. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make a change, this is it. This is your sign. People say, I'm waiting for a sign. This is it. This is just I love it.
Here's your sign.
That's it. The sign's here. And before I let you go, let me talk about who's coming up next real quick. I want to explain who it is. And our next guest is going to be Lainey Shaw, right? And she's an ICF certified executive coach and attorney with over 20 years of federal government experience, specializing in leadership development, employment engagement, and burnout prevention. So please stay tuned for it, and catch us on. It's going to be May 30th, right? Saturday at 1700, right? I got to always do that. I'll say 1700 for civilians, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, I'm not going to deny who I am right now. So make sure you join us. Coach Coco, again, it's been a pleasure.
Jose, same. It's been same. Of course. Thank you so much for having me. Listen, we have to get the information out. Yeah. We have to continue, keeping our people where they need to be, right? Education, because I tell my kids, I tell anybody around me, once you get that education, no one could take it away from you. You then have the choice to do with it what you want to do with it. All right. So we are dropping the nuggets. It's here. So you can't say, I didn't know.
That's right.
It's here. So you better take it, figure out your why, and figure out how you're going to put yourself first.
Yes.
All right, Jose. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And listen, if no one told you they love you today, Coach Coco loves you. And I mean it. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you. Mucho.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.